impasse points and return later. Very important you do this, because this can really bog down every negotiation. Yes? Do you know what an impasse is? Tell your friend what an impasse is. Go ahead, tell each other what an impasse is. Like a blocking point. Thank you, very good. Now, shh. So it's very important you have a very positive tone. What kind of tone? You want to stay with a positive tone in your negotiation. So you start with the easiest points. What do you start with? Easiest points. And you get agreement on them first. And if you come to an impasse or a blockage, don't get bogged down. Say, I don't get bogged down. I don't get bogged down. The idea, you don't want the whole deal to blow up because you can't agree on one point. So the idea is to set this point aside. What do? You set it aside for now and you move on, because a lot of things can happen in the interim. Very often, there's a new way to view the impasse because, other things you've agreed to. Or there's a new mood later and it's more forgiving because you've both put in more time and energy, or you both have more commonality. Or it becomes linked to another issue. So, for example, you're talking about this thing and there's no way. He wants that, you want this. He wants that, you want this. Very simple, okay? But you're going here and here and here. And then here, it's like, he wants that, you want this. But then you say, you know what, this is really an important point for me. This is, it's really a deal breaker for me, but I am willing to give this to you. Do you remember when we were talking about this over here and you wanted that? If you're willing to go with that, I think it's only fair. I'll give this to you, you give that to me, it'll be fair. Does that make sense? Now, it's not always an exact science. This is an art, yes? But, lots of things can happen. Now, here's the rule. Say, what's the rule, Harv? The rule is that before going back to an impasse point, go back to commonality again. Change the subject right beforehand and go back into personalization. So, let's say you've done the whole deal except that you've got this one thing. So you say, well, we did pretty good, and we're pretty close here, I think, John. By the way, what's that picture over there? Is that your grandfather or something like that? He goes, no, that's my wife. Oh, okay, well, no, so you don't do it like that. Okay, is that your grandfather? He goes, yeah. Was he in the armed forces? Yeah, he was a sergeant for the Marines. Says that. Oh, really? I had a friend in the Marines too. Have you ever been involved? He goes, yeah, my dad was involved. Yeah, it's a great organization. What unit were you in? Yeah, whatever. Yada 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 yada. And where were you stationed? Oh, that's right near Joshua Tree. Oh, yeah, we used to go there. Oh, we used to party all there all the time. I love Joshua Tree. That's great. To say. Let's see if we can finish it up. You know this one over here. Why don't we just... Yes? Yes? Do you notice my tone in all of this? It's very like, let's just get it done. Let's work together. It's not a big deal. I'm not... That sucks. That's win-lose operations, right? Yeah, schmoozing. You do that because it works, yes or yes? Remember, the psychology, people want to give a deal much more to someone that they like and they have something in common with. All right. So, I'll give you quick examples of how that works very quickly here. My kids and I, we were in Del Mar, California. We used to live down there. And we went to a place for pizza. It was a place we went to pretty often. The owner of the store, Tony's Pizza, the owner's name was? See that? I don't think he was trying to sell the store. Anyways, in fact, he did sell the store. They changed it right away to Del Mar Pizza. He, really gruff guy from New York or New Jersey or something like that. Just like a real little squatty guy. And, it's like, pizza, your pizza ready. You go, hey, pick up your pizza! It's been here for a quarter second. So you go pick it up and he goes, hey, what are you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Get out of here. So he takes a pizza, real New Jersey type of guy, right? And so my kids were young at the time. They were like, maybe 8 and 9 or something, or even less. And, they come up with these concoctions. So he says, he comes out and he says, what do you want on your pizza? So the kids go, I want pepperoni. And Jesse goes, I want sausage. And then Maddie goes, well, I want mushrooms too, but I don't want it with the pepperoni. And he's going, what? You know, so he's ready to kill him. And he says, well, can you do it in thirds? Can you do like pepperoni and sausage and mushrooms? He goes, no. When you decide on a piece that I have, you come and see me. Boom, 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 boom. And he's like that. And the kids are going, oh, wow. So, you know, Maddie was already starting to cry, and I said, don't worry, honey, it's okay. And so I go up to him about 5 minutes later. I go, hey, Tony, how's it going? He goes, it's going good. I said, are you still living over in Torrey Pines? He goes, yeah. I said, that has to be the nicest area in the whole place. Do you have a view at all? He goes, yeah, I see the whole water. It's beautiful. I said, you came over from like New Jersey or something, you did? I said, do you have a view? He says, no, it was a dump. He says, I said, wow, man, I love Torrey Pines. It's such a great place to hike. And then you got any kids and stuff? He says, no, I got young kids. Back home, I got grandkids. And this and that. I said, oh, yeah, you ever bring them down here? He says, yeah, I had my little one down here last week. We went hiking. It was beautiful. I said, oh, it's fantastic there. And I said, that's good to have you here. You make the greatest pizza. I said, listen, so we wanted to order. He says, well, what did you guys want again? And I go, well, my daughter wanted, we wanted that weird combination of sausage and mushrooms. He says, that's for you, no problem. All right, okay. Yes or yes? All right, please stand up for the declaration. Please stand up. I skip impasse points and come back to them later. Again. One more time, twice as loud. Somebody high five and say, you have a gorilla business mind. All right, now listen. I got maybe 2 or 3 more. If you want, we can stop right now. Are you sure? Because you might have to go to the bathroom or something like that. We can just wait. Maybe next year you'll learn them or something. You want them? Are these helpful for you? All right. You guys drive a hard bargain. You guys are good negotiators. All right, here we go. What do you have to create? A cooperative environment. A cooperative environment. All right. Little things make a big difference. First of all, the positioning. Most offices you go into, and even many homes, there's a desk. Yes? You are in an office, you want to sell the person, whatever it is, there's a situation, there's an office. So here's the person, and here's the desk, and they want you to sit across from them. Really poor position, okay? So if you ever notice, most executives, if in their office, they will usually have a couch. Yes? With a coffee table and another armchair. That's a smart move. Say, that's a smart move. I want one of those. Okay, that's what they... By the way, if you're in your home and you're dealing with people, take them to the living room. Take them to the kitchen. Don't put them in the office. Now, for a lot of you have home offices, you would want them in the office. All right, but so first things first. When you are dealing with somebody, the best way to do it is to actually be on the same side of the table as them. They have a chair over here. Here's a dining room table or something, or here's your office. Then at least if it be at the same side. Don't have to be like right like this, but just a little bit turned like this. So you're on the what? Same side. Worst comes to worst, go kitty corner. Go 90 degrees. So they sit here, you sit here. Do not go across. That is really bad. If you have to, because there's a chair there, big chair, you take the chair and you move it to here on the far side of the desk. Tilt it this way. Don't go directly opposed to them. Because everything is energy, yes? Energy is contagious, yes? Opposition, opposite will be opposite. It'll be very hard. You could be the nicest person. You can have every technique and you'll have a deal. Understand? If you think that's not important, it was either Korea or Vietnam where they spent, a whole year? Was it Vietnam? Deciding on the shape of the table for negotiations. Yes or yes? Anybody remember that? It was probably more than a year, wasn't it? The whole thing bogged down because they didn't have the shape of the table right. So you got to have it. Now, again, just so you know, more big deals, they say. Research shows more big deals are struck on the, excuse me, on the golf course, on the golf course and in restaurants than in any boardroom. The big deals are not done in boardrooms. Why? Because of what? The what? Because the environment sucks. You want people to be relaxed or uptight? Relax, so get them drunk. No, I'm only kidding. Rule number one, the more wasted they are, the better shot you got. No, nobody will tell you that one, huh? I'm only kidding. But rule number two, the more wasted you are, you don't care. Hey, whatever. I did good. I lost my house, but hey, whatever. So another drink, okay. Anyways, you know I'm kidding, right? Thank you. So where you sit is very important. And again, creating affinity. I'll give you an example. Raise your hand if you know of a fellow by the name of Jack Canfield. All right, Jack. So a couple of years ago, we were trying to get Jack to be at one of our Wealth and Wisdom programs. And for some reason, they were having a hard time connecting with him. It appeared that he didn't really want to do it. I mean, he was busy. I think he was taking his family to Europe. There was all kinds of things going on at that time. It was a bad day for him. And yet, but I had never talked to him about that and whatever. So finally, it ends up that we're trying to get hold of each other, and it's not happening here, and it looks like it's not going to happen. About 3 weeks before our event, we both happened to be speaking at the same kind of conference. And I did my talk, and then I had meetings, and I guess he did his talk. And then I realized that he's got to eat. So I called his room, and he wasn't there. It was like 6:30. I figured he must be eating. So I got dressed. I went down to the restaurant. To the what? Went to the restaurant, and sure enough, I see him there sitting at a table eating dinner with somebody. Well, I go up, Jack, how are you? I go, Harv, how are you doing? I've been forever. I said, I know you're busy, but we've had such a hard time. I said, can we just talk for 30 seconds? I asked the guy. The guy goes, yeah, sure, no problem. I said, Jack, the secretary have been trying to get hold of each other. It's not working, yada, yada. Here's the date, He says, yeah, I'm supposed to go to Europe with my family. I said, I know, Here's how it could work out, If you can go to Europe, a week later, he says, you know what? I said, let's just do it, Jack. He goes, all right, let's do it. In 30 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. Because it was the right what? Environment. The right environment. He was relaxed. He got calm. Good. Yes? All right, they're more loose. Now, one rule about meal meetings. Can I give it to you? Standard rule, do not ever, ever, ever break this rule. Say, I don't break this rule. Here it is. Always order your food before you get into the discussion. Before you get into the negotiations, the business side. You can talk about yakka, you can schmooze all you want, but you always make certain you order your food prior to getting it. The last thing you want is you're on price and they want 40,000 and you want 38,000 and and you say, well, and you're not using your tactics and you're juggling factors and what about the time and then all of a sudden the waiter comes up and goes, excuse me, hi, can I give you the specials? Okay, well, first of all, we have the ravioli with the lobster cream sauce and you're going, I'll kill you! Right? Anybody ever had that happen to them? Yes or yes? All right. So make sure you order your food beforehand. Then when it comes, they just put it out there, no problem. You don't want to be stuck in the middle. Yes? All right, good. The other thing I'm going to ask you to do is this. I have to write this down. It's along with the cooperative environment, you want to do this. As much as you can. What's it called, please? Operate on what? Operate on what? Home turf, whenever possible. It's kind of like in sports. There's a certain psychology, certain psychological advantages to playing on your home field. There's familiarity, there's the crowd. People don't like to make trips for nothing, do they? They don't like to waste their time. They don't like to leave empty-handed, which puts you in a more powerful position. And also, just the psychology of them coming to you makes you in a more powerful position. Yes or yes? You're not going to overpower them, but it's just a psychological piece there. And even if it's not to your office, at least let them come to your neighborhood. Let's meet in a restaurant. Okay, well, let's meet at the restaurant for lunch. Where do you want to go? Well, there's a great place right around the corner from me. It's excellent. Da, 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 da. We're going to love it there. I do a lot of meetings there. It's perfect. Why don't we meet? Da, 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 da. You make the suggestion. If you leave it to them, they're going to choose something in their area. Yes or yes? And they go, well, I was kind of thinking more about my area a little bit. You say, you know what? Next time we'll do your area. Let's just do this for right now. It's does that work for you? Can we work that out? Is that okay? Yes? They go, well, okay. Well, I make the biggest deal out of that, right? So they come over. But once they come into your neighborhood, it's your neighborhood. Yes or yes? It's your hood, man. Say it's my hood. No, you got to do the finger thing. It's my hood. Yeah. All right. Also, when you do that, you can control disturbances a little better. There is nothing worse. Say there's nothing worse. I can't hear you. Than going to someone's office and their phone is ringing nonstop. Raise your hand if you've ever experienced that. Say, that sucks. It does, doesn't it? It sucks. And you know, some people are just rude. They just keep on, well, I have to take this one, Harv, sorry, 10 minutes later. Okay, and you're talking, well, on the other hand, if we do this, bling, bling, bling. Oh, sorry, I've been waiting for this call. Oh, my God. So if that happens, take them outside. Say, listen, you know, can we go get a coffee or something? And they go, well, I guess so, you know. And they go get their, no, let's just keep the cell phones. Here, it's like the guns. You put yours down, I'll put mine down, okay? Let's go together. Okay, you first. All right. Don't take that cell phone, okay? All right. Or you can ask to hold their cell phone. I'll just hold that. Ah! Bing, off. Okay. So, hey, stand up for the declaration. Come on, guys. Are these important? Yes. All right. I create a cooperative environment. I operate on home turf. So high five and say, you have a guerrilla business mind. By the way, I should write this up so you all take a note. All right, just so you have a note, I got kind of waved over there. What time does the session end? Tonight, what time does the session end? Thank you. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm giving you a heads up on it. How do you know the session ends 11:15? Because it's in writing. Because if it's in writing, it must be true, right? Let me tell you about the power of the printed word here. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Wall Street, busy lunchtime, and it's packed. You know, in New York, packed, right? And what they did is they put up 2 telephone booths on the street side by side, and one of them said men only, and the other one said women only. And there's a woman in one, and there's 3 men lined up in the men's side. Okay, and so they've got this is obviously a long time before cell phones, and so the guy's over there, and then the woman leaves the woman's booth, and the 3 guys are standing there in the men's booth. Line up. Another man comes, and he's going to go into the booth, and he says he sees women only. And he sees the lineup over there, and goes, two whole minutes, they're all standing in line, and then this guy goes, he says, listen, he says, excuse me, I'm in a real hurry. Would anybody mind if I just kind of use the women's phone here for a second? And they're going, well, why should you? I'm in a hurry too. Yada, 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 yada. A woman comes and starts to use the phone. Cool or cool? Listen to this one. They put up, this is the killer, on the freeway at one of the exits, they put up a small barrier cone. And on above the highway, they put up a fairly large sign, and it says, Delaware closed. No kidding. So people are on the freeway, okay, and they're coming to the exit, and they see the sign, Delaware closed, so they kind of pull off, and it's kind of like as if there was like an accident or something going on. All these cars are off the side of the road and everything, and the guy goes, what's going on? And he just points to the sign. He goes, well, when's it going to open? Well, I don't know. He says, well, why is it closed? Well, nobody knows. He says, oh, God. He says, I guess I was going to be there. And so, yeah, and it's going like a mile down the freeway. There's all these cars parked. They don't even know what's going on. And then people are helping out because they don't want people to have to go there and turn around. So they're helping out. Now they're getting out of their cars half a mile down. They're going, flag them down. They're going, Delaware closed. Delaware closed, right? One guy actually made a sign, a homemade sign. Delaware closed, right? He's such a good Samaritan. People are going, what's going on? He said, I got my daughter's getting married in 2 hours. I have to get into the state. Well, you can't. Well, why? It's closed. So finally, it's this big hubbub and all that. And, of course, what happens? The police cruisers start going through, right? And they don't even know what's going on. They say, well, what's the problem here? All these things. Who closed the state? I didn't know about it. So the guy says, I think it's getting ready to open right now. It is? Okay. Pulls up the one barrier, takes down the sign, and we go, it's open! It's open! Delaware's reopened! So, use the power. The power of the what? Twice as loud, guys. The power of the printed word. Printed word. Now, it can work for you or against you. Here's how you make it work for you again. Listen closely. Have you ever had someone, you're in a place or a store or something, or any type of establishment, and you say da-da-da, and they go, I'm sorry, we can't. And they point to the policy that's encased in glass. Right there. Our policies, 30 days, da-da-da-da, 7 days, da-da-da-da. And of course, because it's the policy and it's printed and it's under glass, it's permanent. Yes or yes? Well, just break the glass. That's what I say. Or how about this one? It's called the standard form. So whether you're doing different kind of agreements, distribution agreements, contract agreements, speaker agreements, whatever, if they balk, all you say is, it's just the standard form. In fact, here's my suggestion. On all of the agreements that you create, write in standard joint venture agreement, standard speaker agreement, standard real estate agreement, standard lease agreement. You add the word standard, and it changes everything. Because have you ever been presented with a 12-page document and the writing you can't even look, you're looking at, looks like an ant would have a hard time reading that thing. So, it's, and literally, it's just time, and you go, and you're with the person, and you go, and you start to go, say, I wouldn't mind reading this thing, and they go, it's just a standard form. And you go, well, okay. Anybody ever had that? Come on, be honest. Sure, of course. So you make sure that you have the what? Standard form. All right. Now, also, you create stuff that says a standard form. Now, as a buyer, as a what? Don't be fooled by the printed word. It's only someone else's arbitrary decision. You don't have to agree with it. It's not the selling price right now, okay? It's not a selling price until it's been sold. So right now, it's just a sitting price. So there's a selling price and there's a sitting price. Yes or yes? All right. I want to tell you a very quick story here because it worked really well. I'm not suggesting you do this, but just know the power of the printed word. So I was looking for some golf clubs, right? And it was a different store than the first one. And I knew that the golf clubs were about $1,400 plus tax. So at home, in block letters, I had my wife just write this out. And I said, just write these words. And she says, what's it for? I said, just write these words, okay, in a big block letters on this sheet. And write $1,000 maximum, tax included. Just write it. She says, what's it for? I says, it's for golf clubs. He says, okay. Right. I fold it up, put it in my pocket. Go into the golf place and everything. I'm talking, I'm whatever. And, I'm swinging away on this. And I knew the ones I want. And I go, well, how much are those? He goes, oh, theirs are $1,400. They're hot irons. I go, oh, that's good. $1,400? Oh, man. I said, when they go on sale? He goes, they are usually sold out before they go on sale. I said, well, because, is there anything you can do on that? So I get them down to about $11.50 after everything. So I can give you this discount, that discount, I says, if you change the putter, I could do that, whatever. I'd love to buy them, but I can't. He goes, why? I said, because I made an agreement with my wife. He goes, what do you mean? I go, he goes, $1,000 max, tax included. I go, he goes, well, can you bend that a little bit? I go, she wanted my signature in blood. She will kill me. You know how wives are. He goes, yeah, I know. I said, even if it's 1,001, I couldn't. Is there any, can you maybe put on some cheaper grips or something? Can you maybe not give me like the driver? He goes, well, you need a driver. I know, but what am I saying? He goes, all right. He says, that's going to be like $840 or something. Okay. Good or good? Power of the printed words. Okay. Hey, please stand up for the declaration. Please stand up. One more after this and we're done. I use the power of the printed word. Again. One more time, twice as loud. You say high five and say, you have a real business mind. All right, let's finish this thing off. Are you guys having a good time so far? Almost done. All right, question. I have a very important question for you. Let's say, I'm going to ask you a question. What is the absolute best way to split a pie into 6 pieces, split a pie when there's 6 people and all of them want the whole pie? The best way to split a pie when there's 6 people and all of them want the entire pie. Are you ready? Are you ready? The answer is you don't split it. You create a brand new pie. One that gives people exactly what they need in that one and what they want. And instead, you put together something that everybody gets what they need. You see, the fallacy in negotiations, the biggest one, is that you're always fighting over the same thing. But that's just not true. Very, very often, almost all the time, they need something that you don't, and you need something that they don't. Things that are important to you may not be as important to them, and things that are important to them may not be that important to you. So it's a questioning and negotiating. What is it? Negotiation. What did I say it was earlier? Like going down a river. Maneuvering, discussing, finding out what's important to each of you so that you can give them the perfect donut. The perfect thing for them so that they're happy. And you get what you need too. Does that make any sense? There's a saying that says this. This is important. Remember it. Say, I'm going to remember this. Point to your head. Say, I'm going to remember this. Keep your hand over there. Listen closely. Different, what is it? Strokes. Say it with me. Different strokes for different folks. Very important to realize that. So find out their true needs. Let's say you're low on cash and you find out they're low on profits. Then offer to pay full price if they give you longer terms. Or you find out that they're strapped for cash, offer to pay cash in advance if the price drops. Or you find out they're oversupplied, lots of stock, offer to buy a larger volume if you can get a lower price with longer terms. Understand? So it's always win-win. What is it? Win-win. Please stand up for the final declaration. Repeat after me. I negotiate in a way that leaves everyone feeling great and getting what they need. Somebody high five and say, you have a gorilla business mind. Okay, we're all ready to go. Have a seat. How was that for you? Was that effective? Did you learn something? Something you can use for the rest of your life? Something you know will make you hundreds of thousands of dollars? I know it. I know it. Are you happy? I'm going to give you a couple more little pieces. First of all, people ask me all the time, what do I do if someone's using this on me? Would you have that cross your mind? Well, you have your standard line ready. You know, you make up your own standard line, but something like, you know, I'd love to help, but I'm already at my bottom line, and any lower just won't work for me. If you can make this work for you, let's just do it this way. So you say, I'd love to help you. I'd love to help you, but I'm already at my bottom line, and any lower just won't work for me. So if we can make this work together, let's just do it. All right, so you just close it that way. Yes or yes? So you kind of let them know. Right? Or you can use the other one. I would, but the computer's just going to kick it right out. How about this one? One more. I just threw these two in last week because people started asking me about them. What do you say when they say, what's your budget? Have you ever heard people ask that? In business, yes or yes? In stores and everywhere, what's your budget? Yes? Yeah. What's your budget? Here's your answer. Zero. Zero. I have no budget for this because it just came up. It wasn't planned for. So actually, every dime I spend on this is over my budget. Can you help me out with this? Good or good? I have no budget. It just wasn't planned. Everything I spend on this is over my budget. Is there a way you can help me out with this? Because, it's not even on plan for. I don't even really need it, but if you can help me, I would maybe consider it. Yes? Be detached. Groups of 3 or 4. 3 or 4. If you want to be with friends, it's okay, because you're going to actually be going to lunch with these people in a few minutes. Groups of 3 or 4. Listen to your instructions carefully. In a few moments, you will be going out into the real world and negotiating on items you would personally like to purchase. The object is to practice. What is it? Practice your negotiation techniques and come back with a great result, or at least a great story. You can purchase any items you want, a minimum of 3 purchases. Minimum of what? 3 purchases. And one of those purchases can include lunch if that's a negotiation factor. Minimum. But if you can do more than 3, do more than 3. Because you're out there training. You're out there to practice. Out there to what? Practice. Out there to practice. Now, you're going to travel with your partners or teams. You're not going yet, but you will be back at 2 o'clock sharp. That's 2 hours. And it's going to take you some time to get to certain places because certain places are off limits. So you're probably going to be about half an hour in travel time. All right, you're back by what time? And that includes eating lunch. Anyone late will be disqualified. And you might have a strategy meeting beforehand to discuss your strategy. Now, rules. Number 1, this hotel and any hotel that you're staying at is off limits to your negotiations. This hotel and any hotel you're staying at is off limits. What is it? It's off limits. Number 2, do not be rude to people. Do not annoy people. Number 3, you cannot involve anyone you know directly or anyone in this course. You have to go to strangers. Number 4, you cannot tell anyone you are part of this course. You're a normal person out there. Number 5, obviously do not damage any merchandise. How much for the damaged one? No, that's out of integrity. Have lots of fun, but don't wimp out and pass on this exercise because you're uncomfortable. Be honest. Raise your hand if this makes you a little bit uncomfortable. Great. From uncomfortable comes what? Comfortable. If you what? Break through uncomfortable. So, in your life, do you think this could make you a lot of money and much more successful? Do you understand it's win-win? I need you to reframe it. Raise your hand if you're still felt uncomfortable before. If you raise your hand before, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're uncomfortable. You're not thinking win-win. You can't be thinking win-win. You must be thinking about you. You can't be thinking about them. Because I had a person last week. After all of this, how many times did I say win-win? 5, 10? Wasn't the whole flavor of it? Yes or yes? She goes, I don't think I'm going to do the exercise. And why not? Because I don't want to be, busting somebody or taking advantage of some poor little shop owner somewhere. Have you heard anything we said this morning? What do you mean taking advantage, harming this little shop owner? Here's the shop owner's choice. Yes or no or maybe. Here's the thing. Here's a $100 item they're buying. That they're selling. You walk in there. You don't give them $100. Maybe you give them $82. They make $32 instead of $50. You think they're going home to their husband or wife going, oh my God, this person came in and ripped me off. No, they're saying, hey, you walk out, I make $32. Thank you. What's better? They make $32 on you or they make nothing on no one? You just gave them $32. You don't even know where they are. They could have used that $32 to have dinner tonight for their family. It's the last $32 they could have ever had. You are doing them a favor. Yes or yes? You're the one buying. Yes? Of course. Make any sense? Okay. So, here's what I need you to do in your teams, though. You must hold each other accountable. Listen, you paid a lot of money to be here, yes? Do you want it to work for you in your life? Then let's get the training in the training. If you practice here, when you go out in real life, you'll be better at it. Let's get the yuck out now. So I'm not going to be perfect at that. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You try. You ask. You can all ask, yes? So you're going to go over your notes. You're going to pick out a few things that pertain, and you'll see how things start flooding back to you. And you'll see just a few little things make the biggest difference. And I'm going to guarantee this. When we hear the stories, you're going to be in shock at how easy this is. In shock at what people will do. You never even realize what people will do. In shock. I'm going to bet some of you eat for free. Always happens. All right. So, will you play at 100%? Raise your hand if you are committed to playing full on this exercise. Okay, raise your hand if you've got something better to do and you're just not going to do it. All right, good. So everyone committed, yes? Hold each other accountable, because it can be a little uncomfortable because it's new for a lot of people, but that's okay. Just schmooze. Here's your key words. Are you ready? Here it is. Are you ready? The last one. I kind of gave it to you in when we talked about relationship before. Here it is. Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you? What's it say? Be nice. Rule number 1, be nice. Watch what happens if you're nice and you're thinking about them. You won't believe it. And you'll go, oh my God, I just spent my whole life, not negotiating because I thought this and whatever, and all I have to do is be nice and use a few, methodologies, and people just bend over backwards to help me, and I help them. How nice was this experience? Yes or yes? All right, all I can tell you is that people love this exercise, and they didn't think they would, but they come back and go, you should have no idea what happened. They're so excited. All right? So, y'all know what you're doing, right? What are you doing? You're practicing. What are you doing? Practicing negotiation, practicing the techniques, yes? And you're having fun. Put a smile on your face. All right, we're back here at 2 o'clock. Please stand up. Ready? Let's let it go. Here we go. Whoa. So, question. Shh. How many of you did a little haggling while you were out there at lunchtime? All right, good. How many had fun doing a little negotiating, yeah? It is a lot of fun, isn't it? I find it very, very enjoyable myself. I find it very sexy. And you just kind of see what's out there and what's possible. It's just amazing what you can get. Yes or yes? Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, let me ask you one question. How many of you did you do any negotiating on the way or on the way back? In other words, the travel portion, right? Yeah, very good. All right, we're going to get you to share. Here's what I want you to do. Do you happen to be with your teams right now or not? You are with you? Yes, no, okay. All right, it doesn't matter. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to find a partner, one partner. So you're going to have 2.5 minutes each. How long? To share with your partner your story or your result. So you give them a little story and tell them what happened and how it happened and all that. Your main story, yes? I'll give you 3 minutes because some of you might have a few good stories. I find that people like to on these things. So choose an A partner and a B partner. Who's A and who's B? Okay. Shh. B will go first. You'll have 3 minutes, and I will tell you when to switch. And make sure you not only tell them the story and the result, but what were the techniques, the strategies that you used, yes? Because that's the practice. Yes or yes? Are you ready? 3 minutes, B, begin, go. Now, question. How many of you had pretty interesting experience out there? Now, I'm looking for I'm looking, first of all, for a great result, and I don't want to overlap. So if someone says, well, we got this and this, 10% discount, and for the whole crowd, I don't want somebody else saying. I'm looking for different things, all kinds of different things, and the technique that you use. So who's got a real juicy negotiation story? All right, we're going to start right over here. Stand up. We're going to bring a microphone right here. There you go.
Okay. We had so much fun, and we really used our negotiating skills. So we had lunch.
Here, look into that camera. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. So we negotiated lunch. We also got free polished shoes.
What do you mean you negotiated lunch? What does that mean?
Well, okay, we wanted one of those big fat pretzels, and they're like $2.59 a piece. And there were 3 of us. We pulled out a $5 bill, and we said, well, we have $5. Is that possible? And she said, no. Then I started speaking in Spanish, and she said, okay, pero solamente este tiempo. Nada más.
What does that mean?
Only this time. Don't try it again.
Only this time.
But we got our pretzels.
Now, what's the technique called? Affinity, creating affinity. Very important, yes? Remember what was the last thing I wrote down? Be nice, yes.
Okay, then we went to a kiosk, and there was a guy selling these toys. And we thought, gee, that's kind of fun. So we asked him how much they cost, and he said like $29.95 for each one. And we thought, I don't know if we want to do that. And so, yeah, we knew in our mind we only wanted to spend $20 per toy. Okay. So we negotiated a little bit. We had rapport with him. And so he showed us how the toys work. And we reached for the stars, and we got them. And we got them for $20 each. We did that by working on the volume thing. We said instead of buying just one, you sell 3.
Oh, you had to sell 3. Now, why didn't you say that ask him if he's ever sold ask him if he's ever sold 1,000 at a time.
Hey, that's a good thought.
He'll go, no, he said, because I have some contacts.
Oh, we tried that with the shoe thing.
That's what you have to say. He said, I have some contacts. Now, do y'all have contacts? Okay, well, sure. Maybe you're wearing contacts. You got contacts.
Right.
I have some contacts, but listen, just to get started, if we just took 3 as samples, what would that be? You know, it usually be the same price. Good, yes or yes? So usually, that's how I usually do it. I usually say, so first of all, give them a big round of applause. Very good. So that's what I'll say. I'll say, okay, here's the widget. Great. How much? Okay, how much is it? It's $20. Well, how much would it be if there was 1,000? Have you ever sold 1,000? What would be 1,000? Well, 1,000. I don't know. I guess that'd be like $9 each. You say, well, listen, I can't do the 1,000 right now, as I said earlier. But listen, why don't I just buy, let's say, these? No, I don't need one. Okay, I need one. Lisa, this person, this person, this person. I need at least 4 right now for samples. So can I just get these at the $8 mark? Would that work for you? And the guy goes, well, yeah, sure, I guess so. Yeah. Yes or yes? Yeah, that's all. Never lie, but you can leave words out, okay? That's what the media does. All right, oh yeah, we're doing over here. Yes, who is the one over here? Okay, yeah, okay.
My name's Maurice. I'm from Oakland, California. And we went to Prestige Jewelers at the mall. And we were just going in to price some bracelets. I told him I wanted 2 bracelets for my 2 daughters.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
I want
full power, okay?
Okay, full power. So I went to the jewelry store with my teammate, and we were asking about, she was asking about rings, and I was asking about bracelets for my 2 daughters. And so they brought these bracelets out, and then after I chose the ones I wanted, he took them back and weighed them, and they were like $380 each. And so I told him, well, yeah, I really like these bracelets, but in order for me to get them, I really have to get 3 of them, and I can't pay more than $600 for the 3. So he said, $600? I said, yeah, that's the best price I can come. That's all I can come up with. So he went back in the back, and he came back, and I asked him, hey, you serve all these athletes? Because all the athletes for the Lakers and everybody was on the wall. And I said, did all these guys buy jewelry in here? I see Kobe Bryant. He must have paid a fortune for that ring that he bought for his wife. So he said, I said, do you know all those guys? He says, they know me. So I said, oh, okay.
Attitude, good.
So he says, well, the best I can do is I can give you, for $600, I can give you all 3. I said, okay, great. Do you mind if I step outside for a minute and kind of like think about it? He says, no, go ahead. So I went out and I found Sharon, and I asked her, what did you do? She says, well, there's a $1,995 ring out there. Do you want to tell it? No. Okay. And I got them down to $1,595 first time, and then $1,495, and then the last thing she told me before I walked out the door was $1,195 out the door. I said, well, maybe if we go back and offer them a package deal.
Is this the same place?
Same place.
Of course a package deal.
So
you can lose the whole kit and caboodle right there.
So we went back in together, and we stood there, and I said, well, she likes her ring, and I like the bracelets, but, she needs to get another $100 off of that price. I said, would that make you happy? She says, no, I want it for $1,000. So, and I told him, yeah, and I'd like to get mine for $400.
So this is after the $600?
Yeah. So
it's only if you want both,
yeah,
right?
if you want
the volume,
both.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Plus we have about 1,000 friends a couple of miles away here. Did anybody use that one? Yes, okay, yeah.
So he came back and he says, look, I'll give her ring for $1,050 and yours for $400. Out the door, no taxes.
All right, so we started out with no tax. Yeah. That's her ring.
This is their ring.
So hold on, what did we say? Everybody else in that store today is going to pay how much for that ring?
She paid
$2,000 plus tax, right? And
right.
They're all going to go for it.
Right.
And how much for those 3 bracelets would it normally have been?
It was $380 plus tax.
$380, so over $1,000 each, okay?
Right.
So each of you saved, let's say, close to $600, $700,
right.
and $1,000, $1,700. Good or good? Very good. And now, here's the thing. Do you think the guy at Prestige, the jeweler, is crying? No. You see, he's in his own seminar right now. And he's going, I had these 2 people come in, and they were just chiseling me down. It was great. It was really cool. And I still made $500 on each of them. Yeah? Yes or yes? All right, good. Who's got a really, really hot one? Sizzling hot. I mean, it's got to be sizzling. Okay, let's go over here. Sizzling hot right here.
My name is Aisha. This is Obina Indu from New Jersey. And we actually went into the Gap, and we literally saved
Hold the mic up to your mouth.
Oh, we literally saved about $50. For one, he was trying on the shirt, which I found a defect on it. It was just like a little thread that was coming off of the sleeve. And we went to the counter, and the gentleman said, well, we can only give you like about 10% off, which was like a total of like $2.90. So he said, well, I could probably let you talk to my manager. I said, well, let me talk to him. The manager came over, and the manager said, I said, well, $2.90, that's not a lot of money off of the shirt. I'm going to pay more in dry cleaning, you know, versus $2.90. So he said, well, let's look in the book and see if we can give you another quote where we can get you more money off. You end up taking $12 off the shirt. In addition to that, versus $30.
Yeah.
In addition to that, he said, if you spend anything over $75, we'll give you $15 off. Well, we were spending about $150 worth of clothing, but it didn't matter if you spent $200, they were only going to still give you $15 off. I said, well, that seems a little unfair. If I split the cost and I spent $75 here and $75 there, I would still get $30 off. So the lady told him, well, it's all about us meeting our quotas. I said, well, that's a little unfair. So he said, well, how can we make this a win-win for you?
How's that? You said that or they said?
He said that.
Okay.
So how can we make this a win-win for you? A win for you and win for us. So she said, well, I'll tell you what. When you get to $75, take $15 off of that, and the next $75, take $15 off of the next purchase. So we ended up saving about $50 on our entire purchase.
Good job. Very good. Nice work. Very good. All right. All right, you got a good one here? All right, well, get over there. Okay, who are you pointing to here?
My name is Jeff from Omaha, Nebraska.
Go.
We went to the mall. I'm not sure which one it's called, but there's a franchise restaurant called The Island, and so we were a little nervous about walking there because it was a franchise. We were kind of looking for a mom and pop place, but we couldn't find any. So we walked up, asked for the manager, and the manager came out and basically told him that we were at a convention with about 1,000 people, and that if he would give us free lunch, that we would give him a plug at the convention.
Yeah, that's pretty usual. Yeah.
And he said he couldn't give us a full free lunch, but he did give us probably about a basket of 3 pounds of fries. So we ate the fries and we left there, and then we we went across the street, and then our other partner went into the bagel store in the parking lot, and she got 2 free bagels, saying that we were looking to buy bagels for the whole convention, possibly.
We need the samples, right?
Yeah, and we wanted to sample them because we might be back tomorrow. So.
All right. So what was that? What's the technique? The volume. Give a round of applause. Very good. Very good. All right. Way back there. Way back there. Way back there.
I'm Michelle, and I'm from Toronto.
Are you originally from Toronto? Were you born there?
I've been there since I was 3.
I know, but you weren't born there, right?
No.
I could tell.
What? You can tell?
I could tell.
That I wasn't born there?
Absolutely.
That I moved there when I was 3?
How did I know you weren't born there? Anybody know? What's that?
No.
That's right. She says Toronto.
I say that when I'm here. I've been in Toronto since I was 3.
All right, good. Yeah, you don't want to just change the whole name for,
No, I just say that for foreigners.
Oh, okay. Give the mic to the next guy over there. Okay. Where's Stephen? I love you, Stephen.
He's right beside me.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say that at least I don't get as hard a time from Stephen, but he's supporting her.
We're actually friends.
You're friends.
Yeah,
That's
we are.
Great. Okay. Does anybody want to share on this side of the room? All right. Okay, let's go ahead.
Okay. When last September, I had my 40th birthday party, and one of the things I've always wanted is a pair of pearl earrings, but I've been thinking that they're way too expensive, and I really can't afford them right now. So we went to a pawn shop, and I was actually going to find out how much I could sell my diamonds for. And, I mean, it was ridiculously low price. So, we talked to them and negotiated them up a little bit. But then I thought, well, if the jewelry's so cheap here, maybe I should look at what I could buy. So I went over to the counter, And there were these pearl earrings, and they were really, really cheap. They were like $19 for a pair of pearl studs. And so I asked to see them, and I said, well, you know, one of these is pink, and the other one's white. And there's also a little scar on one of them, like a little discoloration. So I said, can you give me a deal? So he asked me to take them up to the counter, and I told him the same thing, and I said, can you give me a deal? Normally, I would have said, you know, can I have these for $15? And I just decided just to keep my mouth shut and let him talk first. And he looked at me and said, how about $10? So I got a new pair of pearl earrings for $10 cash.
All right, very good. Excellent. Good, good. All right. Okay, hold on before you start. Let me make a suggestion for everybody. Again, what are the words that, did you ever say, I'm glad that worked out for you, did you ever hear me say, can you give me a deal? Did you ever hear me say that? What's the words I use? Can you please, is there a way you can help me out? What's the words you're going to use next time? Help me out. You probably said that, right. Okay, very good, good. Because deal, and Stephen told her to say that. So deal got you $10, help me out would have got you $6. Okay, that's it. And then see if you say, give me a deal, well, I can give it to you for $10. Now, if they go first and they say that, where are you? You haven't even started your negotiation yet. So if you want to press on the gas, you can. So they go, well, how about $10? He didn't say, okay, $10. He says, how about $10? That's a question. And you go, well, I really appreciate that. And, you know, I think that's kind of fair, but I was kind of thinking about, I was going to spend like about $6 for something like this. Do you have anything that's, unless you can do this for maybe $6, is that possible for you? And then I'll go, sure, why not? Or, no, I can't do it for $6, but okay, I'll give it to you for $8. Yes or yes? All right, we're getting a little advanced here, but that's okay. All right, next one over there.
Okay, my name is Leo, gentleman, and I'm from Orange, California. And we went to California Pizza to get something to eat, and I had ordered a pizza without onions. Well, it came with onions.
I can tell what's happening now.
And the manager happened to be the person that brought it out to us. And I said, well, I asked for no onions, and he goes, okay. I said, well, you know, this is damaged. This is not what I need, but I don't have time to have another one cooked. Can you give me like a 10% discount? He goes, I can even do better than that. We'll let you have yours for free.
Very good. Give him a round of applause. Yeah. Good. Now that's the way it went, Leo? Okay, stand up. Turn around. Someone give him a little spanking on the bum. Go ahead. Someone spank on the bum. Okay, what did we just spank you for, Leo? What did we just spank him for?
For asking for just 10%.
Yeah, of course. Who goes first?
The other person.
Sure. You know what? Then he goes, well, let me just give you this one for free. And you go, and my drink too?
Well, they said what I should have asked is for free dessert because it'll take away the taste of the onions.
Well, you could have done that too, but the whole thing. But never go first, remember? Okay, so you're lucky you only got away with a little spanking today. All right. All right, right back there, right back there.
Hi, Willie Corp from Phoenix, Arizona, and my buddy Paul and I, and then Nadine and Lane from Canada. So we were doing our individual things, but we also did a team tag online. So we walked by a little Mexican restaurant. There's lots of people there. The place 2 doors down is full, and the place in the middle is empty. And it's a Pizza Hut. So we go in. First we had the idea, okay, we'll ask for 4 individual pizzas. We'll get one free. So he goes, well, no, that's too much. So the techniques we used, first of all, we had volume. We asked for help. We were very flexible. We worked with him and let him suggest things.
So what happened? What happened with it? So give us the story. What happened?
So we wanted to get one free lunch at least. Okay, so we said we'll buy 4 individuals, give us one free. And he goes, no, I can't do that. I said, okay, well, we're on a budget. You know, we only have like $5 each, and that it's got to include a drink and it's got to include everything. He says, well, I suggest one of these, and it's one of these pizzas that comes in 4 quarters. Yeah, but I don't like this flavor. He doesn't like this flavor. It's still too much. Then she goes, we're actually doing a contest. We're only allowed to spend like $3 each. Can you help us? And he's thinking. Yeah, I'll give you a large with a bottle of Coke for like $15. 12. Or $12. But yeah, that's great, but I don't like the same thing she likes, etc. He ended up doing the pizza in 2 flavors, threw in the Coke for $12. That whole package would have cost us like $22.
All right, good job. Very good. All right. Listen, I know you've got great stories, and we have to move on here. First of all, big round of applause for everybody. Nice job.